In a world of billionaires, one woman stood out. Not for her business acumen, but for being so stingy that she made it in the Guinness Book of Record. Her name was Hetty Green. Born in 1835 into an elite American family, Hetty wasn't just born into money, she was destined to multiply it. By the time she died, her fortune would be worth over $2.3 billion in today's money. She was the only daughter of a wealthy Quaker businessman. At the age of 6, she was already reading financial newspapers to her grandfather. At 21, she inherited $7.5 million, a staggering fortune, and took Wall Street by storm. They called her the Witch of Wall Street, not out of malice, but because of her relentless, calculating brilliance in finance, and perhaps the long, tattered black dress she wore every day. Yet, for all her wealth, Hetty lived in complete austerity. She ate cold oatmeal because heating it cost money. She sewed her undergarments as a teenager and never bought another pair. She wore a single dress until it was threadbare. She argued daily with grocers for the cheapest leftovers. She begged butchers for discarded bones to feed her dog. She never used hot water. She refused to turn on the heat, ever. But frugality came at a cost. Her own son broke his leg. Instead of rushing to a hospital, Hetty searched for free clinics, delaying care until amputation was the only option. And yet, despite everything, Hetty built an empire of steel, railroads, and bonds, becoming one of the richest women in history without ever accepting a man's advice or society's approval. Her daughter married a millionaire. She would not accept anything less, but made him sign away rights to her fortune. She outlived her critics, her rivals, and even her values. In 1916, Hetty died in New York City. The cause? A stroke, triggered by a heated argument with her maid, who had asked for a raise. Her name was etched in the Guinness Book of World Records, not for her wealth, but for being the most stingy person in the world. But her children, they chose a different legacy. Her daughter Sylvia gave away millions and even built a free hospital. Her wealth lived on, but not her ways. Hetty Green's life is a paradox, a woman who mastered the game of money but never played the game of life. She reminds us that wealth, without warmth, is just cold numbers. She died with billions, but lived with less than most. The Witch of Wall Street may have built an empire, but at what cost? What would you do with $1 billion if you were afraid to spend even one? It's my opinion that true wealth is not what you keep, it's what you give.